you come home from a stressful day at work and you're exhausted. There's clutter on the couch, meal scattered across the dining room table, and the leftover macaroni and cheese is still chilling on the stove. Instantly, your stressful day at work turns into a stressful night at home. You then spend the next hour of your life cleaning your apartment and creating a meal on a budget, probably cup of noodle. But it's the best you can do because your bank account is approaching empty. You then hit the books to study so that the next day can pass in somewhat harmony. Over the years, I've lived with many different roommates, all of whom have completely different living standards. With some, our apartment looked much like the one described. With others, our apartment was far worse. However, with a few, we kept a clean and kept apartment, and with those, we participated in feng shui. What is feng shui exactly? Jane Servant, a journalist for Organic Style, defines it as the classic Chinese art of arranging furniture and possessions to help us find ways to live in harmony with our environment. However, it is important to realize that feng shui is more than just arranging and rearranging furniture until we find an arrangement that suits us. It's a way of life. Not only does it allow us to live in harmony with the environment, but if done correctly, it encourages us to live sustainably so that we can help and aid our environment. This ranges from the produce we buy to the clothes that we wear, or the money we make. Feng shui has been correlated with productivity, better sales, and more success in businesses with both employees and consumers. Feng shui can also benefit us on a very personal level. Studies have been shown to correlate feng shui with good health and a longer lifespan. As mentioned in the introduction, feng shui is an ancient art form that is so much more than moving furniture. Literally, it means wind and water, with the purpose of enhancing one's well-being by balancing qi, or the natural life force. In our modern world, we have become very proud of the different heritages that we represent. This enables us to be very well-rounded. Even if we do not necessarily call it qi, we believe that we have some sort of spirit and that this spirit is affected by our outward surroundings. Therefore, it is easy to believe that our homes affect our mood. If we come home to the counters cluttered with dishes or leftovers or 30-year-old National Geographics, we kind of feel irritated. Catherine Nidek converts many to the ways of feng shui. One of her patrons said, "I had accumulated 27 years worth of clutter, and no matter how much I cleaned, I felt suffocated by my own house." That was until she was introduced to feng shui, which philosophy is only keep if you use it within the past year or you love it. She showed her true conversion by discarding all of her old magazines, decrepit toys, and little knickknacks she probably received for house sitting for someone while they were in Mexico. The next step was to group family portraits into an arrangement rather than have them scattered throughout the house, and kitty cornering couches to encourage more social interaction. One step further, and she was painting her walls calming neutrals to encourage serenity and inviting living greenery into her home by way of flowers and different plants. Letting more light in was the sweet cherry on top of the perfect Sunday. Her reaction to her home now, she reports, "When I enter a room now, I feel completely at ease." We should all feel that way in our own homes. But the use of feng shui can affect us so much more than a messy kitchen or a cluttered house. It can encompass everything from where the furniture is placed to where buildings are given permission to be built. Toronto, Ontario is populated heavily with Chinese residents. Recently, the town's first mosque has been approached to be put into their neighborhood. The residents there were not very happy about this new development, not because they have anything against Muslims, but because the mosque was going to be placed, because where the mosque was going to be placed was going to produce negative energy. However, the city of Toronto has not subscribed to the practice of feng shui, even though this largely Chinese neighborhood has, so the mosque still stands. Furthermore, Robert Todd Carroll's Skeptical Dictionary states, "Feng shui has become a kind of architectural acupuncture." Having now gone over how feng shui impacts the home and community, let us discuss the impact of feng shui on the globe, or rather the environment. It is no wonder that feng shui means wind and water, because in every aspect it encourages all of us to be friendly and well acquainted with our environment. Just being a human being is part of our feng shui environment, defining us as part of the natural order. Feng Shui has evolved into a method of living respectfully in the natural world. Artie Chin, architect and consultant of Feng Shui, points out that the first fundamental principle of Feng Shui is integration with nature. Artie Chin has done significant work with flipping homes into Feng Shui. Concerning its methodology, he states, there is an emphasis on maintaining or enhancing the surrounding ecosystem. The belief is that by inhibiting or damaging the environment, we only bring bad fortune upon ourselves. In recent years, many have wondered whether Feng Shui is still considered environmentally safe, the belief being that it once was, but is now outdated. After all, with all of the quick fix propaganda being spun from the mouths of the many professionals and books, it is hard to know real from fiction. For example, some Feng Shui wizards will go on and on and on about how planting bamboo is one of the best ways to resolve negative energy. However, this little plant can spread up to 25 feet in 3 years, spreading new shoots as it grows. In fact, Smyrna, Delaware has forbidden planting this positive energy plant outside. And like anything else, Feng Shui requires some common sense. Stephanie Roberts, the author of the Fast Feng Shui books, makes a statement that I really love. She says, it's not Feng Shui cures that present problems. It's a lack of due care and common sense on the part of the people who apply them. Candles are popular in Feng Shui, but if your house burns down because you left an open flame unattended, the fault lies with you for inattentiveness, not with Feng Shui. Like how many books are written on Feng Shui is actually increasing the sales of many books and businesses, not by having books written on the subject, but by booksellers and businesses following Feng Shui guidelines to encourage spending. Josie Tilson and Jim Bauer have been booksellers since 1998 in Stillwater, Minnesota. But recently, they have rearranged their bookstore with Feng Shui's concepts. Since then, they have increased revenue by 9% and decreased expenses by 16%. Their remark? It's Feng Shui with a twist, for profit rather than for aesthetics. But more important than any of these reasons to Feng Shui is you. Feng Shui has been shown to improve health and quality of life as well. Ancient Feng Shui says that health is dependent upon the black star. Whichever quadrant the black star is in, the quadrant is the quadrant that you should place a music box in your own home. For instance, if the black star is in the northwest quadrant, then in the northwest quadrant of your home, place your music box in the corner and play it often. This is said to bring you good health. It may seem silly at first, but if something so simple is going to bring you good health, why not, right? Also, by placing mirrors across from doorways, you are protecting yourself against not only enemies, but illnesses also. Positive chi is another aid in keeping negative spirits from affecting you. All in all, life becomes more and more stressful with each passing day. Why let your home be a contributing factor to that stress? Clean it up with Feng Shui and allow your decades of old National Geographics take a trip to somewhere other than your living room. And why not? Feng Shui is beneficial to your home, to your neighborhoods, and to your environment, for it literally means wind and water. There are also several things we can do to our home to bring in prosperity and wealth. But don't forget the things that matter most, your health. And Feng Shui is useful for that too.